you go.
It's hard to synopsize it, but I'm going to bring it back to at a certain point. You just lean into your imagination, and you're like, I don't know that I can do this, but I'm going to dream myself as we can. And then we just kept doing that. Me and Christian were just like,
hey, nice to meet you guys. How's it going?
Riju, nice to meet you.
Fantastic. So I was listening to the Aquabats to prepare for this interview. How much of that over-the-top sense of humor do you think you've carried to this show as well?
I think there's with the Aquabats, it's in there, but we just try to appropriate that sense of humor a little bit more to a preschool age where,
Right.
The jokes are a little more obvious, maybe a little more physical and fun, but we also, don't want to skip the intention of the Yo Gabba Gabba show, and that's really for our kids and to create a connection between, a bond between the parents and the child, and so the Aquabats is a little more wacky and out there for maybe a little older kids. But the Aquabats do make an appearance in this new season, so that's exciting for the Aquabats.
Yeah, they do. The exciting conclusion, the Aquabats, none other. We would not have ended this season with any other.
Well,
and I can just jump
no one
in.
else was available, so.
Can I just jump in for the Aquabats? I'm not a part of the Aquabats, but Christian's real humble. I'm going to say, look, this current from Yo Gabba Gabba came out of the Aquabats. We were making this show for teenagers, you know what I mean? For that experience. And Yo Gabba Gabba was like preschool. We were having kids, and we're like, it's so genius. So it's like older brothers. Aquabats are Yo Gabba Gabba's older brothers.
That's true. Scott and I were developing a show for the Aquabats many years ago, and the audience was supposed to be older, more teenagers, young adults. It was like a sarcastic kids show. So with Yo Gabba Gabba, we just got way more sincere about it, but there is still a level of over-the-top silliness and humor that kids love. Kids love to be silly. We hope we can encourage a silly future.
Yes, please. That's the future I want to live in. Silly.
This will be silly.
I'm very interested in the origin story. I mean, how do you go from rock and roll to, television, and especially kids television? I mean, what was the transition like?
I could just start you off, Christian.
Scott, you go.
It's hard to synopsize it, but I'm going to bring it back to at a certain point. You just lean into your imagination, and you're like, I don't know that I can do this, but I'm going to dream myself as we can. And then we just kept doing that. Me and Christian were just like, yeah, everyone's saying no, but we're just going to go.
But really it boils down to our kids. Like, we had children. So having our own children and seeing what was out there for them and realizing, like, maybe there's a better way to connect our generation with our kids' generation. And that, I think that was what kind of made it easier to be less sarcastic and more sincere and have more love in the intention of the show. Like, this is a love letter to our kids. It's really a love, we love our kids, and we want to introduce them to the coolest and funnest things for their age, and that's really what Yo Gabba Gabba just became, this giant burrito of things that we love and for our kids, and so I don't think it was that hard, because rock and roll people, they might deny this, but they're all just kids. They're all performing.
We all are.
They're all just putting on an outfit. At some point they decide, like, those black leather pants, I want to wear that costume. So it's all just, and that's what the costumes for the Aquabats represent anyway. It's just, at some point you decide, like, what costume am I going to wear on stage, and that's what it is. Some people call it wardrobe, but we're all just playing games, just having fun.
Not everybody chooses rash guards, though, Christian. That's that shows exactly who you are. You are an Aquabat through and through.
I knew no one would have that going on, so we did it.
Unique. You got it.
I mean, maybe Chris Angel tried the rash guard.
Maybe.
He's a rock and roll magician.
Yeah.
My final rock and roll question. I mean, there are so many guests this season. If you could have, because so much of the show is rooted in music, if you could have like this bucket list band collaborate with you in season 3, who would you call? Anyone from any time
Scott,
period?
you first. I know. I got mine. You might say mine.
Look, we've been doing this a long time, Riju. It's like we have lists upon lists depending on the year. And guess what the magic thing is? They show up on set.
Wow.
I just look around and all of a sudden Mark Mothersbaugh's right here. You know what I mean? Like, and then I got Questlove right here. I got Erykah Badu. I got Biz Markie. Like, we're all just, let's have a party.
Siggy Marley.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just great.
Scott and I, we've known each other since we were teenagers, and we used to go to shows together all the time, rock and roll shows. And I think the band that we bonded over probably the most as teenagers was the Pixies. Like we were right prime Pixies. Like that was like, we were in high school, and that was like, this band is changing music. Like because they just came out, weren't wearing a costume. Their costume was just nothing, and like here's the music, and we always have loved the Pixies. And I think we've had Devo on the show, Mark Mothersbaugh, Biz Markie. We've had so many of our heroes, Flaming Lips, Silver Sun Pickups. But I think if we could get the Pixies, I think it would be kind of complete. I mean, but then you could go Clash, you could go Bad Brains.
It's endless.
Beastie Boys,
That's
like
an open list, Riju. That's endless.
Yeah,
but can I just tell you, this season that's launching,
we did love the Pixies. We did love the Pixies together.
This season has so many amazing bands, right? We just talked about the Aquabats, but like bands we've been trying to get for a long time, like Santee Gold came out, Churches, Sleigh Bells. I'm like, it's a dream list for me. And then a lot of these new bands that I love are all of a sudden just like, oh, Yo Gabba Gabba, and then they come. You know what I mean?
Hemlock Springs, Chicano Batman.
Springs. Oh my God.
Yeah. Chai from Japan, which unfortunately I think they just broke up, but
Sharon Von Etten.
Yeah.
Like that, us trying to do a slow, tender song, very difficult. Thank you, Sharon, for coming on and doing Flea.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, that was another band we used to go see when we were kids, and then working with Flea and connecting over doing something cool for kids. It's just been really fun, like really cool.
So I have limited time left, so let me make this a two-parter. What was Flea like to work with? And also, I mean, you had such a great list of guest stars. I'm interested in former World Championship Wrestling champion David Arquette, who was a part of this season, I believe. So what was it like working with the two of them?
It was awesome. I mean, you want to go first, Scott, or you want me to go?
A dream. I was just going to say, so much fun. And especially at Coachella. That was so much fun. Coachella was amazing.
Yeah, David Arquette joined us as Bozo the Clown at Coachella, which is so awesome. We just bonded like immediately with David Arquette. And Flea was incredible, like as cool as you could imagine. I mean, this guy's one of the biggest rock stars in the world, one of the most amazing musicians in the world, and just super down to earth, really chill, was there for the long haul. He was telling a story with a kid that just wasn't cooperating super well, and Flea was like, I love this kid. He's just like I was when I was a kid. And
he saw that.
Yeah, he recognized this kid's energy was like, little punk rock, and he was like, respect to that kid. And the coolest thing I thought about Flea was he hung out after he was done. He didn't just get back in his car and drive away. He hung out, he had lunch with everybody. He sat, and all of our wardrobe ladies were sitting with him having lunch and just talking, just real super down to earth, like just chill, like no pretension, just like the coolest guy. And we were like really humbled. And same with David Arquette, just cool. He came dressed up like a squirrel, and he just was so cool and chill. Like they're for the kids, and that's really what the show is we're there for the kids, right?
Perfect.
Super cool.
I think I'm out of time, but I could have talked about music for hours with the two of you. Congratulations again on season 2, and I'm sure everybody who watches it will love it. So thank you again for your time.
Thank you, Riju.
Thank you so much.
We're ready. We're ready.
We love it. We love talking about music.
Cheers. Thank you, Lauren.